And welcome back, everyone, to Woodbury, where we're at the Cannon County High School tonight at Woodbury. The Clarkrange Lady Buffaloes losing tonight to the Cannon County Lady Lions by a score of 57 to 48. A good ball game, exciting ball game here at Woodbury. One fairly well played, pretty well played, in fact. But the Lady Lions pull it out 57 to 48. Again, some other scores from around the area passed along to me by Gary Clark back at the station. The York Lady Dragons winning by 13 tonight. York over Grundy County 59-46 in their final regular season home action. The Pickett County Lady Bobcats defeat Red Bowling Springs tonight 52 to 38. And again, this 1991-92 regular season winding down. One more week of it. Next week's the final week of the regular season, and then it's on to district tournaments. Beginning around the 21st or 20, not the 21st, 22nd, but around the 25th, I think, 24th, 25th, depending upon which tournament we happen to be talking about. And again, those district tournaments will be played in Cookeville, District 5A over at the Cookeville High School, and 8AA at Tennessee Tech. And right now we're getting set for boys action here at the Cannon County High School. The first time these two teams met was back in the early part of the season. In fact, the very first game of the regular season on November the 18th, and the Clarkrange boys won up there by, I believe it was 9.72 to 63. And should be another good ball game here this evening. The Cannon County Lions haven't had a whole lot of success this year. They're a fairly young team, but they haven't had much success in persons I asked didn't even know their exact record, but they thought it's something like 3-20. They played like a lot of losing teams. They played a lot of close games, but a lot of the close ones they couldn't turn into wins. So they haven't had a successful season by any stretch of the imagination, but they do give you a pretty good ball game at times. And again, Clarkrange beat them by 9 out on the range in the first game of the season. We'll be getting around to the introduction of the starting lineups here in just a moment. For Clarkrange, we expect to see tonight number 50, Jamie Deaton, Matt Miller wearing 11, Jason Ramsey wearing 25 now. They changed numbers back a couple of weeks ago, and they'll be wearing those new numbers tonight. The starters, I think 4 of the 5 starters have new numbers. We expect to see Jamie Deaton, Matt Miller, Jason Ramsey, Brian Knatzer, and Chris Swafford starting this evening. For Cannon County, both of the Jason Fosters. We have Jason G. Foster wearing number 4 and Jason R. Foster wearing 24, along with Craig Bush, Michael Zay, and Jason Smith. We think will be their starting lineup. Now the introduction for Clarkrange. Brian Knatzer wearing 21. Matt Miller wearing 11. Jamie Deaton, the big sophomore, number 50. Clarkrange wearing blue tonight. Jason Ramsey, number 25. Chris Swafford is wearing number 42. Getting a start tonight, Steve Ramsey is the coach. And Clarkrange 12 and 11 overall, 6 and 5 in the district. Cannon County coached by Seth McDonald. Jason Glenn Foster, we'll call him Jason G probably a lot. There are 2 Jason Fosters. Craig Bush is 22. Michael Zay is wearing number 30. That is spelled Z-E-H, the way they have it on the scorebook, Z-E-H, Michael Zay. Jason Smith is 42. And the other Foster, Jason R., is wearing 24. We'll try to keep you clear as to which Foster is doing what. You have, again, Jason G. and Jason R., both in the starting lineup tonight. Clarkrange wearing the blue. They have some new uniforms, and at least 4 of the 5 starters have new numerals. Clarkrange on the floor. Here comes Cannon County in the white. Clarkrange a definite height advantage tonight. This Cannon County team, one thing it is lacking this year is height. Very little height to go along with Clarkrange tonight. It'll be Jamie Deaton, and he is jumping out there. with Jason G. Foster. The tip going to go to Clarkrange, running it down in the backcourt. Jason Ramsey giving it over to Chris Swafford. Swafford running the point right now. Swafford will take it in the lane, kicks it back out to Matt Miller on the wing. Matt back along the circle to Ramsey. To the corner, it goes to Swafford. Swafford brings it out of the corner inside, tried to get it to Deaton. It's knocked away by Jason Foster, and it's picked up now by number 42. That is Jason Smith going inside, and there will be a foul on 21. Foul on Knatzer, and it'll be brought in by Cannon County. Knatzer fouling Jason R. Foster, I believe. Now he comes in to Smith. Jason Smith back out front, and it'll be set up there by Michael Zay. Michael Zay, right side. It'll come to Jason Smith. Back over to Zay. Zay now on the left baseline. Back out to Bush. And they have those pale yellow numbers on the white, and they're going to be difficult to pick up. Here's a shot put up by Bush. No good. And the rebound is pulled down by Brian Knatzer. Knatzer gets it out to Matt Miller. Matt Miller into the front court for the Buffaloes. Matt going baseline. Back out to Ramsey. He'll put up the three. Going to be no good. Rimmed out. And the rebound is pulled down by Jason G. Foster. Jason Glenn, I believe they called him. And it'll be brought up court by Jason Smith over to Craig Bush. Bush on the wing left side, brings it off the wing, around the top of the circle, gives it there to Zay. Michael Zay along the lane will go inside to Jason R. Foster, and knocked out of bounds. Knocked out by Clarkrange, so Cannon County will bring it in. Played a minute 18 seconds, there's no score. Bush will fire it in deep, it'll come in to Jason Smith. Gonna have to try and learn these guys' faces, put a face with a name real quick because it's difficult to see those numbers out there. This is Bush, top of the key. I think I've got him placed already. Over to this is Jason Smith, and Jason Smith coming off the wing, drives the left baseline, he'll score, and Jason Smith gets the first points of the game. Cannon County leads 2-0. Chris Swafford brings it across the line, working against Zay. Swafford to the corner to Ramsey. Ramsey out of the corner into the lane from the right side. Jumper, no good. Tip up by Deaton is no good, and I think we had somebody on the back of Jamie Deaton. And that foul will be called, looks like, on Jason G. Foster. Foster, and the ball comes in now to Deaton. Deaton along the lane will put it up. He'll score if he wasn't fouled first. He may have been fouled before the shot. Let's see if they count it. And it was well before. And I think, again, that is Foster, number 4. It would be his second, so no shots coming. It'll be brought in again by Clarkrange. Swafford, or that was Miller, rather, bringing it in to Swafford. Now back to Miller. Along the lane, here's Jason Ramsey. Oh, nice speed over to Swafford, and he'll score. Jason Ramsey looked like was going to take it to the glass. Dumped it off to Swafford. And the game is tied at 2. 5:48 to go, first quarter. With a basketball, this is Cannon County's Craig Bush. Bush out beyond the three-point circle, over near the hash mark down the right side. In the lane, it'll go to Jason R. Foster. Shot blocked by Deaton, picked up by Miller. Miller going to drive for the layup, and he will score. Matt Miller off the block by Deaton, and the Buffaloes go up for their first lead, 4-2. Bringing it back is Michael Zay. Zay to Bush on the right wing. Bush will go baseline, drives it around Ramsey, puts it up along the lane, no good, and the rebound is pulled down by Brian Knatzer. Brian Knatzer up court quickly to Matt Miller on the right side, way out there on the wing. In the corner, he goes to Swafford, shovels it inside for Deaton, knocked away by Cannon County, picked up by Michael Zay. Zay will pull it up along the lane, cross the lane to the left side. This is Bush. He'll take it along the lane, and he'll be fouled. I believe they're going to get Jamie Deaton for this one. Jamie, that will be foul number 1. Second team foul on Clarkrange. 4 minutes, 57 seconds to go. Now coming into the game will be 54, Brandon Burks for the Lions. And I believe he took the place of Jason R. Foster. At the line is Craig Bush. Free throw is good by Bush. Craig Bush with his first of the game. And he could tie it with this one. It's 4-3. Clarkrange by 1. And this one by Bush is up, and it is no good, and Jamie Deaton with a rebound. Jamie clears it out to Matt Miller. Matt will bring it up. Not much pressure on him. Picked up there at midcourt by Jason Smith. 4:45 to go first quarter. Miller now to the wing. Along the lane it goes to Jason Ramsey. Ramsey takes it inside and he'll score. Got inside of Jason Smith. So Jason Ramsey getting his first points. And the Buffaloes go back up by 3. It's 6-3. Jason Smith, hash mark left side, working against Miller. Now bounce pass through the lane, intended in there for Jason G. Foster. It's thrown away. The bounce pass a little bit wide. Clarkrange will bring it back the other way. Leading by 3 into Swafford. Swafford working against Zay. Chris Swafford starts left, back to the right, now back to the left again, now spinning into the front court. Over to Knatzer on the wing, guarded there by Bush. Knatzer going to go baseline. He'll drive it up the baseline. Shot blocked inside there, and I'm trying to pick up the number. That is Jason G. Foster blocked the shot, and back come the Lions with it. Craig Bush down the right side on the wing. Across the lane to the wing, it goes to Zay. Michael Zay. Brian Knatzer knocks it out of his hands. Zay gets it back to Brandon Burks. Back to Zay in the corner. He'll fire for 3. No good. Rebound Bush with it. Craig Bush for Cannon County in the corner to Jason Smith. Back underneath. Here's a shot put up and good. And that is Jason G. Foster. And it's a 1-point lead now for Clarkrange at 6-5. Here comes Swafford. Works it past Zay into the front court. Chris Swafford back to the top of the circle, looking inside against this man-to-man defense of Cannon County. Here's Deaton. Deaton tried to, I'm not sure if Jamie was going to kick that one off or not. Looked like at first he was going to drive the baseline, then across the lane. He maybe wanted to get it. But anyway, the ball is knocked out of bounds by Cannon County. Coming out of the game is Michael Zay. Going into the game is Jason Northcutt. Into Swafford. He'll put up the 3. It's going to be no good. Jamie Deaton tips the rebound, and the scramble for it coming up with it will be Cannon County. And all the way down and driving into the layup good is Jason Smith. Jason Smith, and Cannon County goes on top by 1, 7-6. 3:10 to go first quarter action. Swafford working there against Northcutt. He gets away. He'll drive it in the lane, and heavy traffic. He'll scoop it up there and good. Chris Swafford with the scoop shot, and he has 4. And the Buffaloes lead by 1. No backcourt pressure at all against Cannon County. Now picking up the ball at midcourt is Miller. Bringing it across is Smith. Jason Smith bounce pass in the lane, tipped away by Knatzer, but saving it is Foster. We're going to get a foul on Clarkrange in the lane before the shot. Number 21, are they saying? That'll be on Brian Knatzer. When they have the PA turned on, you can hear it very, very well, but they don't announce the fouls. And sometimes they're hard to pick up as they're being given the other way, but that one we were able to see. Here's a 3-point attempt out of the corner. No good by Smith, and the rebound by Jamie Deaton. Jamie gets it out to Matt Miller. Matt Miller takes it all the way home. He'll score. Matt Miller takes it all the way down, and the Buffaloes up by 3. It's 10-7. 2:25 to go. Up court it comes to Burke. Brandon Burke almost on the baseline. Underneath of Jason Foster. He'll work his way in, put it up, no good, and that one was tipped, and I'm not sure who he'll give credit to. I'm going to say Burke. Looked like Burke and somebody else up there, and here's a long one by Miller. No good, and then we'll have 3 shots, I think, coming as Matt Miller putting up the 3-pointer is fouled. That foul will be charged to Jason Smith, and I believe, indeed, we will have 3 free throws coming. Substitutions. Jamie Lettner and Greg Hayes coming in for Clarkrange. Jamie Deaton and Jason Ramsey going to sit down, and Coach Steve Ramsey taking his height out of the game right now, so to speak, as Ramsey and Deaton go out. Still a couple of 6-footers out there, but not quite as big as his lineup was. Clarkrange ball here, Swafford. Swafford kicks it down low to Hayes. Hayes in heavy traffic. That's going to be an offensive foul on Hayes. They'll call the charge on Greg Hayes just into the game. And it'll go back to Cannon County. Clarkrange leading by 1. It's 10-9. Bringing the ball up is a new player in the ball game for Cannon County. I'll try and get his number here in just a moment. This is Foster. He may have traveled coming off the baseline. He'll drive it in the lane and score. Jason G. Foster gives Cannon County back the lead at 11-10. Northcutt is in there, and I'm trying to pick up that other number, and that is number 10, Michael Burt. To the corner it goes to Knatzer. Brian Knatzer now on the wing, looking to get it to Miller. Miller in the corner as he works the baseline. He'll be fouled, and that'll be called on Michael Burt. Michael Burt will pick up his first, team's 4th. 1:33 to go in the first quarter, with Cannon County leading by 1, 11-10. Cannon County won the girls' game by 9. Coming back into the game will be Michael Zay, and going out will be Northcutt. No, it will be Bush going out. So Coach Seth McDonald, 3 of his starters are out. This is Knatzer. He'll bring it off the wing into the lane. Jumper good. Brian Knatzer, his first points of the night. All Clarkrange points from the field thus far. They have scored 12 field goals, and they lead by, or 6 field goals, leading by 1 is 12-11. We'll get a foul on Clarkrange. And cannot get the indication as to who that one was on. And they do not announce him. It was called in the crowd there. And now the ball coming in for Michael Zay, knocked back out by Jamie Lettner. For Clarkrange on the floor, you have Brian Knatzer, Jamie Lettner, Chris Swafford, Matt Miller, and Greg Hayes. And it's going to be brought in. Northcutt brings it in. Back out front, the ball goes to Michael Burt. Burt over to Michael Zay on the wing. Zay back to Burt, top of the circle. Burt into the lane, a jumper, rims out, no good. Rebound is by Brian Knatzer. Brian over to Matt Miller. And the Buffaloes coming back. Matt Miller whips it up court to Lettner. That one almost skipped by him. Lettner back out front to Hayes. 52 seconds to go in the first quarter of the ball game. With it, this is Swafford. Swafford in the lane, jumper good. Chris Swafford spinning and jumping near the free throw line. Chris with 6 points, and the Buffaloes up by 3. Now the ball knocked away by Hayes. This rolling free will be picked up if he can. Swafford finally corralled it. 32 seconds to go. In the lane, there's Knatzer. Spinning move, good by Knatzer. And Clarkrange saw themselves fall behind by 1. Now they've jumped back in front by 5, 16-11. 21 seconds, and now there will be a foul on Greg Hayes as the ball comes across the line, and he tries to stay right on the shoulder of Michael Burt for Greg. That will be his second foul. He had an offensive foul earlier. Substitutions coming back in for Cannon County. Bush and Smith. Craig Bush and Jason Smith back in there. 20 seconds to go first quarter. Clarkrange by 5. Here's Bush along the lane. There is Jason G. Foster, and he'll score. Jason G. Foster off the assist by Bush. 10 seconds to go. Clarkrange by 3. Here's Miller all the way down. A little jumper in front of the basket. No good. And the rebound by Cannon County. Up court, it'll come to Zay. He lost the handle, gets it back. They'll get a shot off. No good. End of 1 quarter of play. Your score, Clarkrange is leading 16-13.
Prices are low at Subway, but I'd rather focus on sandwiches. Our 6-inch meatball sub features meatballs in sauce on bread I just baked, all for a low economical price. I won't say how low, but you'll probably find enough in the cushions of your couch.
For 25 years, Subway has quietly made some of the best sandwiches anywhere, like the 6-inch meatball sub. Only $1.69, only at Subway.
And at the end of 1 quarter of play here at Cannon County, the Clarkrange Buffaloes leading the Cannon County Lions by 3. Now it's 16-13. Clarkrange with the advantage. And this one somewhat similar to the girls' game in that the lead changed hands several times there in the first quarter. Clarkrange owning the lead at the end of the quarter, 16-13. Cannon County winning the girls' game this evening, 57-48. The York girls were winners tonight. Pickett County girls over Red Bowling Springs. And Gary Clark will catch you up on all the scores as we go. 16-13, Clarkrange with the lead. Cannon County ball as we begin the second quarter. Michael Zay with the basketball. Over to Bush. Bush way out on the left wing. Now Jason Ramsey and Jamie Deaton back in there. Here is Bush into the lane. Jumper no good. Rebound pulled down by Brian Knatzer. And the starters all back on the floor now for Clarkrange. And I think, well, not all of them are back yet for Cannon County. Brandon Burks is still in there. This is Matt Miller with it. Over to Jamie Deaton. Jamie outside the lane. Jamie will take it down the lane a step or two. Bank shot good. Jamie Deaton getting his first 2 of the game, and they come from outside the lane area. And Cannon County bringing it back, trailing again by 5, 18-13. This is Jason Smith. Jason Smith to Jason Foster on the wing. Smith in the corner, guarded there by Miller. Wants the baseline, but I think afraid to drive it. Now back out to Bush. Over to the left wing, it goes to Michael Zay. Somebody trying to get free here along the lane. Here goes Brandon Burks. He'll put it up. He may have traveled. No, they will count the points, and he was fouled by Jamie Deaton. I thought possibly he traveled before the shot there, but they'll call a foul on Jamie Deaton. They'll say the basket was good for Brandon Burks. It is 18-15, and he'll try and make it a 2-point ball game. Brandon Burks. This one by Burks is good. He has 5, and it is a 2-point ball game, 18-16. Clarkrange with a 2-point lead. Chris Swafford bringing it up. Across the line he comes. He is cut off on the wing. Now nowhere to go with it. Now in the lane to Knatzer. Knatzer baseline to Miller. Jumper good from Matt Miller with the jumper. It is 20-16. Clarkrange by 4. 6.5 minutes to go. First half action. Craig Bush back out front with the ball. Walks it around the circle. Bush takes it down to the baselines. He slid, and there's a foul. There's going to be a foul away from the ball. That'll be on Jamie Deaton. That will be his 3rd. Jamie Deaton picking up his 3rd, and that's out on the wing away from the lane area. And with 6:20, they're going to say 1-and-1 time for Burke. Trying to see if I can catch an indication for over about the scores table as to if indeed that is 3 on Deaton, and I believe it is. At the line will be Brandon Burks. Free throw up there and no good. Rebound. It goes right back to Burke. He'll put it up. No good. Jamie Deaton with this one. Jamie had the first rebound tipped out of his hands. Got it back though. And Burks missing the free throw, and then he missed a follow-up basket. So Clarkrange with a 4-point lead, 20-16. Matt Miller to Brian Knatzer, baseline. He shot it too short. He expected some pressure on him, I think. Turned around and he put it up too short, and it's rebounded by Cannon County. Coming back with the ball is Zay, Michael Zay to the corner. Now along the lane it goes to Foster. He'll be fouled. This one will be on Knatzer probably. Brian Knatzer will pick up foul number 3, so he and Deaton Isho each with 3 fouls. Jamie Lettner heading back into the game, and he'll take the place of Swafford. Or will he? Swafford coming back. Now Jamie Deaton is going out. It will be Lettner in for Deaton. And I showed Jamie with 3. At the line shooting 2 will be Jason G. Foster. First free throw is no good. Jason G. will shoot 1 more. And that one is good. And it is now 20-17. The ball brought in by Clarkrange. Here comes Swafford. Swafford into the front court, gives it to Knatzer, back out to Swafford. Almost let the dribble get away from him. Now Swafford back to the top of the circle. Out to Miller in the corner. He will put up the 3. Good for Matt Miller. Matt knocks through a 3. The net winds around the rim, so an official whistle. 23-17. Clarkrange going up by 6 now off the 3-pointer by Matt Miller. 5:24 to go in the first half. Craig Bush on the wing. Coming off the wing to the top of the circle to Smith. Jason Smith working there against Lettner, top of the circle. Now Bush will put up a 3. It's going to be no good, and the rebound almost got away from Clarkrange, but it's picked up by Swafford. Swafford back across the line to the circle. Gives it over now to Ramsey. Ramsey back to the corner to Swafford for 3, and he's got it. Clarkrange beginning to knock down some 3s now. 9 points for Chris Swafford. 26-17, 9-point lead. With the basketball, this is Michael Zay. He'll have to kick it from the baseline back out front to Jason Smith. Smith along the lane, spinning, can't get away from Lettner. Now he'll spin back the other way, put up a bank shot, no good. The rebound is tipped back out front. Stripped out of Zay's hands by Swafford. Now it's lost by Swafford by Jason Smith. Inside it'll go, and scoring with it is Jason R. Foster. Jason G has 7 points, and that's the first 2 for Jason R. Foster. 4:14 to go in the first half. Clarkrange leading by 7, 26-19. Along the lane, there's Ramsey. Ramsey going inside, puts it up, no good. Rebound, it's tipped up in the air several times. Coming away with it finally is Cannon County. Bringing it up will be Jason Smith. Jason Smith, number 42, over to Craig Bush, 22. Bush back to Smith, top of the circle to Zay. This is Michael Zay along the lane. It'll go, and there will be a foul. The ball going to Brandon Burks, and he'll be fouled by Jason Ramsey. Jason Ramsey with his first foul. Miller coming down to say something to the official. And whatever it was, didn't take but a moment. And now it's going to be Brandon Burks shooting 2. Brandon Burks for Cannon County. Free throw is good. He'll have another one coming. One shot coming now for Brandon Burks. 3-4-8. The time remaining. And the second one here is good by Burks. And I think Clarkrange maybe wanted, or not sure, but there was a brief pause there. We had a substitution for Cannon County. One thing as Burks went out. Coming back with the ball is Clarkrange. This is Swafford. Swafford working into the lane. He'll flip it up, no good. Battle for the rebound. It's coming down to Cannon County, and back with it will come Jason Smith. There will be a foul. I think they're going to point at Matt Miller. Miller trying to knock the ball away. And for Matt, that'll be foul number 1. 3 minutes, 31 seconds to go in the first half of the game, with Clarkrange leading by 5, 26-21. At the line is Jason Smith. That one is no good, and the rebound is by Jason Ramsey. Got a lot of Jasons in this game. Up court, the long pass goes to Miller, to Swafford out of the corner for 3. He's got it. Chris Swafford busted another 3 out of the corner, and I think he had a hand in his face that time, but he made it. Here's a 3 from Jason Smith, and it is good. Jason Smith for Cannon County. That is their first 3-pointer of the game. Clarkrange has 3 so far, 2 of them by Swafford. It is 29-24. Here's Swafford along the lane to Jason Ramsey. He'll try a 3. It's going to be an air ball, but it'll be saved underneath by Lettner, and then Lettner trying to go back up will be fouled. Foul will be charged, of course, to Cannon County. That's going to be on 24, Jason R. Foster. 29-24 coming out of the game will be Zay. Going back in will be Northcutt, Jason Northcutt. And it'll be brought in by Clarkrange into Jason Ramsey. Over to Swafford for a 3 from the wing. It's going to be no good this time. Jason Ramsey to put it back, and no foul call there, as the shot was no good. And then there will be a foul off the rebound. And let's see who it's going to go against. 23, that'll be against Clarkrange, against Greg Hayes, apparently. Coach Seth McDonald a little protesting to the official. Clarkrange going to want a timeout, and once we come back, it'll be Jason Foster on the line. With 2 minutes, 43 seconds to go in the first half, Clarkrange leads 29-24.
Back at the turn of the century, before airplanes and automobiles arrived on the scene, every bank was an independent hometown bank. Their main objective was to provide financial services that would benefit local people. At Union Bank, we're committed to carrying on this tradition with financial services that are beneficial to our friends and neighbors right here in our hometown. Union Bank, a hometown tradition in Jamestown since 1904. Member FDIC.
2 minutes and 43 seconds remaining in the first half, with Clarkrange leading 29-24. Scoring has slowed down just a little bit here in the last moment or so. Clarkrange with 3 3-pointers earlier in this quarter. When action resumes, we'll have Cannon County going to the line. And it will be number 4, Jason G. Foster, fouled a moment ago by Greg Hayes. And coming back onto the floor, Clarkrange and Cannon County, you've got Ramsey and Miller, Hayes, Lettner, and Swafford for the Buffaloes. At the line will be Jason R. Foster. And this one by Foster is up and no good. And the rebound is pulled down by Jason Ramsey. As I said earlier, we got a lot of Jasons in this game. Lettner in the corner, back out to Miller. Along the lane, Jason Ramsey back to the corner to Lettner. No good. He's not a Jason, he's a Jamie, but the shot was no good. 29-24. Bringing it back will be Jason Smith. Jason Smith over to, that is Northcutt. Jason Northcutt over to Craig Bush. Bush into the lane, a jumper no good, and the rebound coming off to Miller. Miller with it, coming back the other way as we approach the 2-minute mark of the first half. Clarkrange leading with 5. Here's Miller all the way, dumps it low to Jamie Lettner, and he will be tomahawked twice. Let's see who they call it on. He had 2 players, both got him in there. That'll be on 42, and that'll be on Jason Smith, his second. So Jamie Lettner, number 22, will shoot 2 for Clarkrange. And this one by Lettner is no good. Jamie with the miss on the free throw. And he'll have one more coming. And that one is good by Lettner. 30-24, Clarkrange by 6, coming the other way. The Lions of Cannon County. This is Bush. Craig Bush cut off. Gives it back over to Jason Smith. Smith guarded by Lettner. Little fake on him there, but he didn't drive. Now to the right side, it'll go to Northcutt. Northcutt along the lane, ball knocked away. It's going to be picked up by Clarkrange. Jason Ramsey up to Matt Miller. Matt across the line with 1:33 to go in the first half. To Hayes in the corner. Hayes brings it out of the corner into the lane. He'll drive, he'll score. Greg Hayes coming out of the left corner. Brought it through the lane and flipped it up. And it's now an 8-point lead for Clarkrange, 32-24. One of the bigger leads of the first half, and maybe the biggest lead so far. Here's Bush in the lane. There is Jason Foster. He'll score. Jason G. Foster with 9. Back to a 6-point game. Across the line is Swafford into the corner to Hayes. Under a minute to go. Hayes working the baseline. He'll put it up no good. Get his own rebound. He'll put it back, and it came out no good, but he'll be fouled. And the foul going to go against, again, difficult to see the indication from here. They don't announce it on the PA, so not sure, but I think that's probably on Jason Smith. I saw the 4 indicated and then another number, and I couldn't see that from here. If that was on Smith, that would be his 3rd, and I believe he did just come out of the game. Also 24 coming out, that is Jason R. Foster. At the line is Greg Hayes. The free throw is no good. He'll shoot another. And again, Hayes will be at the line. It's up and it's good. 50 seconds to go in the first half. Clarkrange leading by 7, 33-26. And there will be a bump as Lettner bumps number 30, Michael Zay. Jamie Lettner will pick up his first, and this will put Zay on the line. That's 3, 6, 8, 10, 12 team fouls on Clarkrange. Cannon County with something like 7. At the line will be Michael Zay for the Lions. He has not scored in this game. He has now. And he'll shoot one more. It's a 6-point ball game, 33-27. And that one by Zay, it'll no good. It rattled and came out. They have not shot free throws extremely well in this game. Matt Miller across the line, back the other way to Swafford. 33 seconds to go in the half to Lettner. Lettner working against Brandon Burks back in the ball game. to Miller right at midcourt. Clarkrange probably going to run it down for one unless they get a wide open shot. Here's Lettner. Lettner trying to keep the ball away from Burks. Burks almost took Lettner off his feet. Now Lettner lost the handle in the lane. It's going to be picked up by Michael Zay. They'll have an opportunity for the final shot maybe. Whistle. There will be a foul on Lettner. Lettner will foul number 10, Michael Burt, for Jamie. That'll be his second foul. And with 10.5 seconds to go, 10.5 seconds to go in the first half, it is Clarkrange by 6. At the line is number 10, that's Michael Burt. And the first one is good. First point of the game for Burt, and that makes it a 5-point game, 33-28. And that one is no good, and the rebound is by Miller, and Clarkrange will have opportunity for the shot. Here's Miller all the way down. He'll drive. He will put it up. Oh, made a nice drive, but missed the layup. With the rebound, putting it back is Lettner, and there are 0.2 of a second showing on the clock, and Lettner will be on the free throw line. And that foul going to be on 54, Brandon Burks. So Jamie Lettner, Clarkrange got it up court quickly, and Miller made a nice drive, couldn't get the layup to fall. Rebound by Lettner, trying to put it back, and he was fouled, and there are 0.2 of a second. This clock shows tenths of a second. And at the line is Lettner, free throw no good. Most clocks it would be no time showing, but this one showing the tenths, and there are 0.2 of a second remaining. And this one by Lettner is good. And as soon as the ball is touched here, there's a bank shot made at the buzzer by Zay. It was no good, but it came close. So at halftime, the Clarkrange Buffaloes lead the Cannon County Lions by 6, 34-28.
How Karen broke the yo-yo diet chain.
This is me before the grapefruit diet, and this is me after. This is me before the diet with the prepackaged foods. This is me after. I was so fat, my kids couldn't even get their arms around me. I tried every diet in the book, but I just couldn't find one that worked for me. Until my doctor told me about Medifast. This is me before Medifast, and this is me now.
More than 10,000 doctors like me use the Medifast program to help patients lose weight. With Medifast, you'll work with a doctor who understands your problem and can help you solve it.
Call to get a free Medifast consultation.
I took it off and kept it off with Medifast.
Who's got big news on bigger burgers? Your Dairy Queen Brazier store, of course. Dairy Queen's regular hamburgers are bigger, so you get more great hamburger taste. Burgers, hot dogs, and specialty sandwiches. Peanut buster parfaits, banana splits, and DQ blizzard-flavored treats. Hot and cold foods that go beyond the dull and dim you get at other places. Delicious delights that aren't a drag on your wallet. Only at your Dairy Queen Brazier store, North Main Street in Jamestown.
Okay, back here at halftime of the boys' contest with the Buffaloes leading 34-28. Coach Steve Ramsey's boys with a 6-point lead at the half. Right now we're going to be talking with Coach Lamar Rogers out of the Lady Buffaloes, and had a tough game tonight. Had Cannon County down by 3 at the half, but a tough loss to a real good team tonight, Coach, 57-48.
Well, that's right, Gary. We had an 8-point lead in the third quarter, and then we was up by, I think, 4 points going into the fourth quarter, and just, couldn't hang on. We made some mistakes, probably took 1 or 2 shots, possibly it was forced a little bit, and turnover, but, if we'd just getting ready to go to the late game, I looked up and it's 5 minutes gone, and it left in the game. I think we're still 2 ahead, and that was felt like that was a little bit too much time, so, if we'd hung on a little bit, another minute, we'd have spread the floor out, and, I'd felt good about that.
Well, I thought the way the game started out, I thought it was going to be a real high-scoring game, but it seemed like the scoring really slowed down there late, well, especially the fourth quarter, not a whole lot of scoring. You did a real good job defensively, I guess, on the Stewart girl. Held her, I think, 15, and she had close to 30 on you the last time.
Well, that's right. We, played real hard, Gary. Just about, if we could eliminate our mistakes in this game, we played very well, first half especially, and had a real strong game, but we just made a few mistakes at the end. But the Stewart girl and the McAllister girl inside just kind of real hard to score inside for us. And here just one little, if we'd hung on a little sooner, a little bit more, we could have spread the floor on them, and I felt like we'd have come out on top. But Cannon County, real tough place to play. Had to check our mental toughness down here, and I think we passed that, but just come up a little bit short against a good team.
Well, of course, it's not a district loss or anything like that, so that doesn't hurt you. You go back home now for a game Thursday night. You're off until Thursday night, and I guess that's a pretty big ball game for you with Hermitage Springs Thursday night.
Well, that's right, Gary. That's our last district ball game, and we want to win that one to win our Tri-Lakes Conference regular season. Hopefully, if we win that, and that'll be the 8th year in a row we've done that, and also, more importantly, it'll give us the first round a bye to the semifinals of the district tournament, which means we automatically are in the regional tournament. That's real important, so that should be worth getting the girls' attention and having a good game there.
And then you'll wind up, I guess, the season a week from tonight at Knoxville Webb. So this season just about finished up. So had a good ball game here, a good workout, like I say tonight. It'd been nice to got the win, but a good workout and maybe develop a little mental toughness before the tournament.
That's right. It'd been a great win if we'd have won it, Gary, but come up a little short. They've got an outstanding ball club, and I felt like we played real solid tonight. And I'd just about take this all the time if we could eliminate 2 or 3 mistakes at the end.
Coach, congratulations on a great season so far. We'll see you, I guess, at home next Thursday night, and then be looking forward to the tournament in a little over a week.
Okay, thank you a lot, Gary.
Coach Lamar Rogers of the Lady Buffaloes. Tough loss here tonight, 57-48. But again, as we said, it's not a district game, so it doesn't hurt them in that respect. But one that they certainly would have liked to have won here over a tough Cannon County team. And as Coach Rogers saying, if they could have eliminated a mistake or two there late in the game, might have pulled that one out, but just weren't able to do it. Here at halftime of the boys game, Coach Steve Ramsey's boys with the 6-point lead. They lead it 34-28. Looking at some individual stats, Chris Swafford starting tonight has had a big first half. He has scored 12 points. Jamie Deaton's been held to only 2, and I showed Jamie with 3 fouls. He didn't play the last few minutes out of the first half as he got in somewhat foul trouble with his third. Matt Miller with 9 points, 1 foul. Greg Hayes, 3 points, 3 fouls. Jason Ramsey only 2 points, 1 foul. Brian Knatzer 4 points, 3 personal fouls. Chris Swafford leads the scoring with 12, no personal fouls. Jamie Lettner has scored a couple of points and picked up 2 personals. 13 team fouls on Clarkrange at the half. For Cannon County, they are led in scoring by Jason G. Foster with 9 points. Craig Bush has 1, Michael Zay with 1. Jason Smith, 7 points and 3 personal fouls. No one else with more than 2. Brandon Burks has 7 points. Jason R. Foster with 2 and Michael Burt with 1. So at the half, the Buffaloes of Clarkrange lead Cannon County here at Woodbury by 6, 34-28. We have about 4 minutes remaining in the intermission. I'm going to return you back to Gary Clark for about 2 or 3 minutes. Let him catch you up on some scores if he has some new ones. And we'll be back here in just a few minutes with more from Cannon County. At Woodbury, Cannon County High School, and this is the first time I've ever seen an auction at a basketball game. They're auctioning off, they auctioned off a ham. They're auctioning off a doll right now, and I suppose to raise money for the athletic department. And again, that's the first time I've ever seen an auction at a basketball game. And just to raise some money for the team.
Progressive Savings Bank is the Step Ahead Bank.
We're the Step Ahead Bank, 'cause we're stepping ahead every day.
Hello, I'm Wesley Neal of Progressive Savings Bank. A lot of hard work goes into the making of a good sports program, and here in our area, we have some of the finest. We're proud to be a sponsor of local sports and invite you to join us in supporting our teams.
Progressive Savings Bank, Jamestown and Wartburg, keeping you a step ahead. Insured by FDIC.
And we're just about to get the second half underway with Clarkrange leading Cannon County by the score of 34-28. 34-28 is your score. And Clarkrange coming back out onto the floor. And Cannon County will follow. Clarkrange 34, Cannon County 28. It will be Clarkrange ball at midcourt as we begin quarter number 3. Cannon County won the girls game this evening, 57-48. Here's Clarkrange. Matt Miller bringing it across the line, gives it over to Chris Swafford. Back to the top of the circle, Brian Knatzer. We have Miller, Knatzer, Ramsey, Swafford, and Jamie Deaton back out there. Couldn't find Jamie for a moment. Now inside to Jamie it goes. Jamie with the bank shot, good. That's only the second basket of the game for Jamie, his 4th point. His 3rd and 4th points. Clarkrange up by 8 now, 36-28, as we have just begun the 3rd quarter. Greg Bush over to the corner. There's a long one by Zay. It's going to be no good. The long rebound coming back to the left side, picked up by Swafford. Swafford to the left hand, pushes a long one up court to Jason Ramsey. Ramsey covers it up quickly. Here is Matt Miller coming from the left corner. Miller working the baseline, gets a nice feed. He'll score. Clarkrange suddenly up by 10. They've gone from 6 up at the half, now to 10, now to 8, as inside it goes to Brandon Burks. Brandon Burks will score for the Lions, and it's 38-30. He and Ramsey are a pretty good match inside, almost the same size. Here's Jamie Deaton. He traveled. Jamie, you could do that in the NBA, but you can't do it here. Jamie got the feed going toward the lane, and he took a couple of steps. And they can do like that in the NBA, but not in high school just yet. 38-30. As Clarkrange turns it over. This is Smith. Over on the wing right side it goes to Bush. Bush back to the top of the circle to Michael Zay. He's looking to the corner, and there is Jason Smith out of the corner. Good for 2. Not quite all the way out in the corner. Jason Smith with 9. And from 10 points, the Clarkrange lead down to 6 now, 38-32. Here's Swafford in traffic. He lost the handle, picked up by Brandon Burks to Michael Zay. Zay to the baseline. And over to Bush. Bush lost the handle on it as he started to go up for the shot. The ball came out of his hands and picked up by Ramsey. And Ramsey, his feet taken out from under him by Bush. And the foul will be on Bush. Foul on Craig Bush. That'll be the first of the second half on either side. 6:05 to go in the 3rd quarter. Coming back into the game will be Greg Hayes. Going out will be Brian Knatzer. And it'll be Clarkrange ball. Swafford into Hayes, back to Swafford. Chris Swafford across the line against Michael Zay. Brings it left side on the wing. It goes to Matt Miller. Matt into the corner to Jason Ramsey. Jason looking at Jamie. Now it'll come to Jamie from Miller. Bank shot good. And now Clarkrange able to get the ball into Jamie. He set out several minutes of the first half with a little bit of foul trouble, but they're getting the ball to him now. 40-32. Jamie with 6. Here's a shot put up from outside the lane by Brandon Burks. No good, and the rebound is by Foster. We've got a foul, and they may be pointing at Jamie Deaton. And they are. Jamie with his 4th. If my stats are correct, that's his 4th. But again, they don't announce the fouls on the PA. And since I'm on the stage and they give the indication to the side, it's kind of difficult to pick up sometime. But that would appear to be 4 on Jamie. Again, he set out several minutes in the first half. For the basketball, this is Bush going baseline, kicks it back to the left wing. Now in the corner to Zay, to Smith. Smith along the lane, now to the right side. The ball goes to Bush. They work the ball from one wing to the other. Down low, it'll go to Foster. He'll put it up, no good. And if that's Jamie Deaton, and looks like it's going to be a foul on Jamie, and they may have fouled him out already. Let's hope it's not his 5th, but it is. And Coach Steve Ramsey wanting, I think, the official to come over and holding his hands up in the air like Jamie had his hands up in the air and couldn't have drawn a foul, but that's going to be 5 on Jamie Deaton, and that's kind of like it was at Carthage when they played down there. Jamie is fouled out with just over 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. He will leave after scoring 6 points. So Jamie Deaton, they've already fouled him out. And going in to replace him will be Brian Knatzer back in there. At the line will be Jason Foster. So Clarkrange is going to have to play the rest of this one without Jamie Deaton. Jason Foster makes the first free throw good. It's a 7-point game, 40-33. And Foster will have another coming. That one is no good. Rebound that gets away from Greg Hayes. He looked like was going to come up with a rebound. Then there was a slight collision. The ball dropped down around his feet, was kicked out of bounds. So Cannon County will bring it in. Bush fires it in out beyond the three-point line. It comes in to number 42. That is Smith. Back to Smith from Zay. Smith will work it out into the corner to Zay, to Bush. Bush coming off the wing through the lane. He wanted to drive down the lane, now lean into the lane, gives the ball off to Foster. It's out of bounds. Foster couldn't keep it in bounds. And with 4 minutes, 55 seconds to go in the third quarter, Clarkrange with the ball in a 7-point lead. Swafford over to Knatzer. Knatzer on the wing near the hash bar, gives it back to Swafford. 4:42 to go in the third to Ramsey. Ramsey to the glass, and he'll be fouled. The shot was blocked, but a foul also going to be called on Brandon Burks. That'll be his second. And it'll be going to the line, Ramsey. At the half, York boys leading Grundy County 43-35, I believe the score was, and Pickett County over Red Bowling 48-11. So York boys with an 8-point lead at the half. Here Clarkrange leads by 7 with 4:38 to go in the first quarter, or third quarter rather. That free throw is no good by Jason Ramsey. He'll shoot one more, fouled by Brandon Burks. Second one up there by Jason is good. Clarkrange up now by 8, 41-33. Cannon County coming back the other way. Along the lane it goes to Foster, and he's traveling. He popped out of a crowd that suddenly he was in heavy traffic and suddenly popped out of it and stumbled. And so Clarkrange will bring it back, leading by 8, 41-33. Swafford across the timeline. Swafford. And he was going to bounce it to Knatzer, but Knatzer had vacated the premises. Knatzer on the wing started toward the basket just about the time the bounce pass came that way, and it's picked up by Clarkrange, or by Cannon. Now Clarkrange with a steal on the other end. Greg Hayes bounces it through traffic over to Swafford for 2. Nicely done. Greg Hayes with a nice feed to Swafford. Swafford with 14. He had 12 first half points. Clarkrange up by 10, 43-33 with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Cannon County ball. They trail by 10. Now the ball will be kicked out of bounds by Clarkrange. And it'll be Craig Bush to bring the ball inside front court. In the corner, or on the wing rather. Comes in to Jason Smith. Smith being guarded closely there by Hayes. In the corner to Bush. Bush will bring it out of the corner, back out to Smith. 3:40 to go in the third quarter. Jason Smith backs it out near midcourt, now up to the top of the circle. Over to Bush. And they're working the ball out beyond the three-point line for the most part. In the corner to Smith. Now along the lane they try to go to Foster, and it's tipped and picked off by Ramsey. Jason Ramsey running with it. He tried to bounce it through traffic, and Cannon County, it's going to be back to Hayes for Clarkrange, and he'll be fouled. Jason tried to bounce it through heavy traffic, and Cannon County almost coming up with the steal, but the ball was headed out of bounds, and number 30, Michael Zay, swung it back in where it was picked up by Hayes, and Hayes will be fouled. And Hayes will shoot 2, and I did not get the indication as to who that was on, unless it was on Michael Smith as he goes out. If that was not Michael Smith, but Jason Smith, he goes out. And also Brandon Burks going out. And coming into the game is Jason R. Foster. First of all, at the line is Greg Hayes. Free throw good by Greg. He has 4. Northcutt also back into the game. And we were talking about all the Jasons in this game earlier. At the line is Greg Hayes. That one is good. We have Jason Ramsey for Clarkrange, Jason Smith, Jason Holt, Jason Northcutt, 2 Jason Fosters for Cannon County. Down low the ball goes, and there's a shot put up and good. And that is by Jason R. Foster, number 24. 45-35, again 10-point lead for Clarkrange. Chris Swafford brings it across, gives it over to Matt Miller. Miller guarded by Michael Burt, who came back in on that last player substitution. And here's Knatzer, Brian Knatzer. The lane opened up for him. He got a nice feed. Brian Knatzer had an easy path to the basket. He has 6. 47-35. 2:35 to go in the third quarter. There's Northcutt with the ball. Miller got a hand on it, but Northcutt saves it. Back over to Bush. Craig Bush as we wind down the time now in the third quarter. Approaching 2 minutes. This is Burt. Michael Burt to the baseline. Shot put up there and good. And that is number 24. Or was it number 4? I believe that was for Jason G. Foster. 47-37, 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Swafford, and they go in the lane for Miller. Miller was knocked to the floor, and then he was tripped over by Jason Foster. The ball is tipped by Foster over to Bush. There was a collision, and Miller had his legs taken out from under it, but there's no call either way. Here's Michael Burt putting up one from near three-point range. It's going to be no good. Tip-up is no good, and coming down with a rebound is Miller, and Miller is fouled by Bush. Craig Bush will pick up the foul. That will be his second of the game. I think that's 4 on Cannon County. And it'll be Clarkrange to bring it up court. Into Miller it comes from Canancer. Matt Miller will bring it across on the left side. Michael Burt on his shoulder. A minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Miller over to Canancer. He'll put up the three. Good. And there's going to be a whistle underneath. Got a foul on 25. That'll be a foul on Ramsey. Jason Ramsey, his second. Give the points to Brian Canancer. Brian with the three-pointer. 1:26 remaining in the third quarter. Clarkrange by 13, 50-37. And the Cannon County Lions bring the ball back. York girls won tonight. The boys were leading at the half. With the basketball, this is Northcutt. Over to Bush in the corner. Right side, now back to the left side. It'll come to Burt. Burt. Back out front, it's going to be near midcourt. Northcutt saves it. Northcutt leaped high in the air at midcourt, caught the ball and swung it back to Bush. Bush, bank shot from the right side, no good. Rebound, and I'm not sure if anybody had possession on it, but there's a whistle, and a foul will be called. And that's going to be on Bush. Craig Bush with the foul. That should be his third. Cannon County looking for, I believe, their fourth win of the season. Their record something like 3-20. At the scorers table, they didn't have the exact record, but they thought it was like 3-20. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Here is Hayes. Hayes from the right side missed the layup. Greg should have had that one as he made a nice move with the ball, but missed the layup. 38 seconds to go in the third. 50-37. Clarkrange by 13. Here's Bush, top of the circle. Bush over to Michael Burt. Burt goes baseline too far underneath the shoot. He gets it out to Northcutt. 21 seconds. Northcutt underneath, and there will be a foul as Jason R. Foster, or that is Jason G. Foster, was fouled by Miller. Miller with the foul. And coming back into the game will be Brandon Burks, and he'll take the place of Craig Bush. Jamie Lettner coming in for Clarkrange. And somebody's got to leave, fellas, I think. We got 1, 2, 3. Maybe we've already had the player leave. Hayes has gone out. Okay, number 4, Jason Foster makes the free throw. Fouled by Matt Miller a moment ago. And he'll have another coming. This one by Foster is no good, and the rebound is by Northcutt, so they'll keep the ball. 15 seconds to go. It's a 12-point lead for Clarkrange. This is Burt. Out into the corner. It's going to be stolen. He tried to go back out there, but it's stolen by Canancer. Canancer over to Swafford from the left side. Swafford layup no good. He had pressure from Foster, and they will not get a shot away. Into 3 quarters of play. Your score, Clarkrange 50, Cannon County 38.
Send the very best and Hallmark.
The best days are special ones like this. That's why MetaThrift Discount Drugs, your Hallmark dealer in Jamestown, has put so much into the best years. A line of cards for our senior citizens. Share your best thoughts, your best feelings. And remember, the best years are the years right now because we know what they're worth and we're wise enough to treasure them.
And at the end of 3 quarters of play here at Cannon County, the Buffaloes lead the Lions 50-38. Clarkrange looking for win number 13 on the season. Of course, this is non-district action. Clarkrange winds up the regular season at home next Thursday night when they will be hosting Hermitage Springs. That is their home action, and the district's winding up next Thursday night with Hermitage Springs. They'll have a Friday night game next week, a week from tonight, at Knoxville Webb, and then it's on to district tournament time. 4th quarter action underway. Clarkrange, Hermitage Springs. This is Cannon County with the ball. We're about a week ahead of time when we talk about Hermitage Springs. Here's Northcutt, baseline jumper good. Jason Northcutt getting his first points of the game. It's 50-40, Clarkrange by 10 as we're into the final quarter. Matt Miller to Greg Hayes. Along the lane to Knatzer. Knatzer tried to dump it inside to Jason Ramsey, but instead it's picked off by little Michael Burt. Burt, kind of a short guy, but he got in there for the pickoff, and there is Foster crashing into Ramsey, but there's no call either way. The shot was no good. Now the ball out of bounds is going to belong to White, I believe he said. Foster and Ramsey collide as Foster goes in for a shot, but again, there was no call either way. It'll be Cannon County ball to bring in. And it's brought in to Burt. Michael Burt on the wing, picked up there by Lettner, shovels it over to the left side, almost threw it out of bounds, but saved by Brandon Burks to Northcutt. Northcutt will bring it around the circle. Now backing out near midcourt to the right wing to Michael Burt as we have 7:05 to go. And Brandon Burks driving it in the lane. He's twisting and turning, and he'll be fouled in there. The shot was no good. And again, I'm not sure who that foul is on. Difficult to see from here. Either Ramsey or Hayes, I believe. Again, Jamie Deaton fouled out in the 3rd quarter with something like 5 minutes to go. This one is good by Brandon Burks. If that were on Hayes, would be his 4th. Ramsey, we'll have to check here in a moment, would be the 3rd. The 2nd free throw is no good by Burks. And now a foul. No, the ball is out of bounds off of Cannon County. Give it out to Clarkrange. And the Buffaloes will bring it down under 7 minutes to go. They lead by 9. Greg Hayes brings it across the line. Greg, and tried to get it to Matt Miller. It's tipped out of bounds by Michael Burt. Michael Burt tips it out of bounds, and Jason Ramsey to bring it in. Jason bounce pass in on the baseline to Matt Miller. Back out to Jason. Jason for the 3. He's got it. He's fouled, and this could be a 4-point play. Jason Ramsey hits the 3. He was fouled by Foster. And Jason will try and convert one of those rare 4-point plays. 3-point bucket, and he was fouled. And going out is Foster. It was Jason R. going out. He leaped high as Ramsey fired, and it is no good for Jason. He missed the free throw. Jason now with 8 points in the game. Or excuse me, with 6 points in the game. 6.5 minutes to go in the ball game on the baseline. Cannon County now back out to Bush. That was Jason R. Foster down low. Back to Northcutt. Jason Northcutt to Craig Bush. Out in the corner to Michael Burt. Burt will drive the inline. He'll crash into Ramsey, and a foul called, block foul on Jason Ramsey. That should be about 3 on Jason. 6:17 to go in the ball game. Clarkrange leading by a dozen, 53-41. Cannon County won the girls game. Clarkrange trying to come up with the boys. Northcutt to Bush from the baseline. A jumper that is no good. Rebound, battle for it. Coming away with it is Foster, putting it back up there. It's no good. This time it is put back up there by Bush. No good. And third time on the rebound. The foul will be charged to Cannon County. And I believe this is going to be on Michael Burt. Michael Burt will be charged with his second foul of the game. And coming back in will be Jason Smith, and Northcutt going out. 1-1, you hear the official say, for Jason Ramsey. 6:04 to go. This first one by Jason is good. Jason Ramsey with 7. He will have another coming. And it is good. So Jason with 8. Back the other way come the Cannon County Lions. Michael Burt over to Bush. Bush off the wing, in the lane, now out just outside the lane to the left is Smith. Jason Smith, jumper no good. Rebound is by Jason Ramsey. Ramsey, long pass up court to Lettner. Lettner on the wing, now goes baseline. It goes inside against Bush, and Craig Bush will draw the foul. Should be at least 4 on Bush. 5:40 the time remaining. .540 remaining. Jamie Lettner at the line for the Buffaloes. 55-41 is your score. And we have some delay, and guess we're waiting a substitution. Now, I guess that was the 5th on Bush. I only had him for 4, but they have him for 5. And he'll leave after scoring just 1 point. At the line will be Jamie Lettner. Shooting 2. The first one is good. Jamie's 3rd point of the game. And Jamie Lettner will shoot 1 more. And that is no good. And the rebound is pulled down by Foster. Foster with the rebound, and Cannon County back the other way. This is Michael Burt. Burt going for the baseline. It's going to be tipped, but it'll go to Brandon Burke, and he'll score. Brandon Burke with the points for Cannon County. He has a dozen. 5:19 to go in the ball game. It's 56-43. Greg Hayes with the ball along the lane to Matt Miller. Matt will spin, will shoot over Burt. It's no good. Battle for the rebound, coming away with it. It's tipped, and coming away is Jason Smith. Smith over to Michael Burt. He goes baseline, and on the end line he'll be fouled, and that will be on Greg Hayes, looks like. And Greg with the foul. That'll be apparently his 4th, and we have a timeout. Timeout on the floor. 5:02 to go in the ball game. Clarkrange leads by 13.
There are a lot of car dealers out there who make promises to save you money. Maybe they will find a way to sell you the same car for a few dollars less, but in doing so, they give you less on your trade-in. So who really pays? If you want fair and square deals, come by Crossville Ford Lincoln Mercury, where you not only get the best deals, but you get the best service after the sale.
Come on down now, we're the dealer for you.
Crossville Ford Lincoln Mercury.
Tomorrow's communication systems are here today. Familiarize yourself with the future. You'll be living there soon. Call Twin Lakes Telephone Cooperative at 879-5811 and ask about their many custom calling features to meet your needs far into the future. Twin Lakes Technology of the Future is supplying you with advanced systems such as speed calling, 3-party conference, call forwarding, call waiting, and others. Technology of the Future here today at Twin Lakes Telephone Cooperative.
5:02 remaining in the ball game with Clarkrange in front, 56-43. Clarkrange back at home next Thursday night, playing host to Hermitage Springs in a big night of District 5A action. They'll wind up the regular season next Friday night in Knoxville at Knoxville Webb. At the line, Michael Burt, free throw is no good, and the rebound is pulled down by Brian Knatzer. Brian with the rebound, and back will come the Buffaloes. This is Greg Hayes. Hayes working against Smith. Over to Lettner. Lettner on the wing, guarded there by Foster. Back out front to Hayes again. Hayes brings it down along the lane, dumps it inside to Miller. Miller for two. Matt Miller to the glass for two for Clarkrange. Matt has 13. 4.5 minutes to go. It's 56 to 33, or make it, yes, 56 to 33, or 43 rather. That clock hard to read sometime. Here's a long three-pointer tip, no good, but a follow-up is good for Burt. Michael Burt with two. And coming back is Greg Hayes, and he'll be fouled along the lane by Smith with 4:08 to go. Just a few of the crowd beginning to leave. Most of them figure there's enough time for a comeback in this one. 4:08 remaining. Clarkrange leading by 13. At the line is Hayes. It's up and good. Greg Hayes with his 6-point. 14-point lead now for Clarkrange, 59 to 45. And that one is also good by Greg. 60 to 45. Michael Burt with the ball. Michael Burt over along the lane, kicks it out into the corner to Smith. Jason Smith. Underneath the basket it'll go, intended for Foster, kicked out of bounds, and they're going to give it out to Clarkrange. They'll give it out to Clarkrange, and it comes to Lettner. Back to Knatzer. And Brian Knatzer will bring it across the timeline. 3:48 to go. Brian Knatzer over to Ramsey. He'll put up the three, and he's got it. Jason Ramsey was wide open for the three-pointer. And we'll have another timeout for Cannon County. 3 minutes, 37 seconds to go in the ball game, and Clarkrange leads 63-45.
Hello, this is Michael Schote, a senior at York Institute and a member of the Fentress County Bank Student Advisory Board, made up of Fentress County High School students. I think it is great that Fentress County Bank bankers work along with our schools to help develop leadership and responsibility for our young people.
We're the bank that cares.
3 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in this one, with Clarkrange in front now. 63 to 45, 63-45. Clarkrange looking for win number 13 of the season. York Institute girls won this evening. The boys were leading at the half. Gary Clark will have all the scores for you a little bit later. Livingston and DeKalb County playing this evening. It's a big District 8 AA action. Red Bowling Springs and Pickett County were playing. Pickett County girls had won. The boys were leading by a substantial margin at the half. Again, Gary Clark will have all the scores as he comes up with them a little later this evening. And it is Clarkrange by 18 now here with the ball. This is Cannon County. Michael Zay. Long cross-court pass goes to Northcutt. Back to Zay, to Northcutt. He'll put up a three from the left wing. It's going to be no good. Rebound in the lane. That is put back up there and no good by Foster. And he may have, they say he was tied up. I would have called that a walk. And, well, the same difference. He kind of got caught up in the air, came back down with it. But about that time, somebody's hands went in there, too. And so they called it tied up. And it'll be brought down by Clarkrange. Clarkrange ball on the alternating possession. 3:12 to go in the ball game. Along the lane here comes Miller. He'll be fouled. Oh, no, he's offensive foul on Matt Miller. Matt Miller with the offensive foul, and Coach McDonald close to getting a technical. Even after the foul against Clarkrange, letting the official have it, and the official points to his bench and says sit down. And then the corner, the ball lost out of bounds by Michael Zay. It'll go to the blue team, Clarkrange, under 3 minutes to go. 2:58. Been a long season for the Cannon County boys team. And with the basketball, this is Lettner. Lettner, top of the circle, over to Hayes. Hayes into the lane. He'll pump one up there. No good. Rebound, and it's rebounded by Cannon County. Back will come Michael Burt. Burt underneath the Foster. Foster will be fouled by Ramsey. Ramsey with the foul. And with 2:37 to go in the ball game for Jason, that's going to be, I think, 4, or is that 5 on he? That is 5 on Jason. Jason will leave after scoring 11 points. Jamie Deaton fouled out with about 5 minutes to go in the third. Now Ramsey is fouled out. And let's see. I guess it was Swafford came back in. Free throw up there and good by Michael Burt. .237 remaining. This one by Burt is also good. 2 minutes 34 seconds to go in the ball game. 63-47. Lettner underneath to Miller. Miller will be fouled by number 4, Jason Foster. And it'll be Miller on the line. And this game is kind of being strung out a little bit by all these fouls. At the line will be Matt Miller. Now Richard Taylor coming in. Going out will be Greg Hayes. Richard Taylor in. At the line is Matt Miller. Free throw is no good by Matt. That one is good by Matt. So Matt missed the first, made the second. He has 14. 2:22 to go in the ball game. 54-47. To the baseline, it'll go to Zay. Back out to Northcutt. Northcutt along the lane. He'll flip it up. No good. Rebound, Matt Miller. Miller in a crowd. Brings it up court quickly. Looked one way, went the other way with a bounce. Pass to Lettner coming in from the left side. Lettner, he'll be fouled. It'll be on Michael Zay. Number 40 is in the game now for Cannon County, Jason Holt. At the line will be Jamie Lettner with 2:07 to go. More substitutions. Number 12 coming in, Michael Sellers. Michael Sellers in. Going out will be Northcutt. And Jamie Lettner will shoot 2. Free throw is good. Jamie Lettner now with 4. 65-47. That one is no good, and the rebound is pulled down by Cannon County. Jason Moore Foster with it. Up court, the ball going to be tied up on the floor as Swafford and Burt tie it up. And it'll be Clarkrange's ball on the alternating possession. Coming out of the game now is number 40. That is Jason Holt, and going in, we can pick up the number. Number 12 is in there. I think he was already in there, though. Michael Sellers. And let's see, who is this bringing the ball in? That is number 50, Chris White. Chris White is new in the game. Along the lane it goes. Inside Foster, shot blocked from behind by Clarkrange in there. Anthony Miller, I believe it is, blocking the shot from behind. Anthony Miller, and there's going to be a foul call. Looks like that's probably on Richard Taylor. Minute 47 remaining. At the line will be Jason R. Foster, or Jason G. Foster it is. Jason G. Foster with the foul. 1:47 to go in the ball game. And Jason Foster at the line for the Cannon County Lions. Free throw up and good. Jason Foster with 14. .65-48. That one is no good by Foster. The rebound is pulled down by Richard Taylor. Richard Taylor almost ran off without the ball. Now the ball knocked out of bounds by Burt. Minute 40, more substitutions for Cannon County. 44 and 14 coming in. 14 is Philip Reed, 44. And let's see if we even have 44 on the book. Thought we had all their numbers down, but don't notice that one right off. And the ball comes to Clarkrange John Stowers. Stowers gives it over to Lettner. And also, as we mentioned, Anthony Miller is into the game. And now it's going to be an offensive foul on Lettner. Jamie Lettner with the offensive foul. With a minute 31 remaining in the ball game, Cannon County lets it bounce, and for a moment, here's a long one put up by number 32. That is Davenport. Davenport three-point attempt, no good. Here comes Lettner. Lettner up court. The pass too high for Richard Taylor. Touched last by the blue, and they'll give it out to the white team. And it'll be brought in by 32 Davenport. With a minute 19 to go, Clarkrange should pick up their 13th win here tonight against 11 defeats. With the basketball, this is Cannon County's number 50, Chris White. White gives it over to Michael Sellers. Inside shot up and good, and it'll count, and the foul will be charged against Clarkrange. Foul on number 10. That'll be on Richard Taylor, his second. At the line will be Michael Sellers. They counted the basket, and he'll be there for the bonus shot. 65-50. With a minute 4 to go. Free throw is no good, and the rebound is pulled down by Miller. Miller gets it out of there to Taylor. Taylor scoops one up there, no good. He'll get his own rebound, put it back, no good. Battling for the rebound, and Stowers puts it up, no good. And this time it's rebounded by Cannon County. Up court, the ball thrown away, but now saved in the corner. And there is number 44, Anthony Miller, leaning all over Michael Sellers. And that'll be a foul on Miller. 45 seconds to go in the game. Clarkrange leading by 15, 65-50. Clarkrange hasn't scored in several minutes. At the line will be number 14. The free throw up there and good, and that is Philip Reed. Philip Reed at the line, and he'll have another coming. This one's up and it's good. (65-52). Just seconds remaining. 40 seconds now to go. Richard Taylor over to Lettner. Lettner looking along the lane for Miller, and there's going to be another foul. 44, foul on 44, and this will go against Cannon County. And I'm sorry, we do not have that number 44 down there. I thought we had all their numbers, but apparently one of the penciled in numbers, names way down off the bottom of the page. I think they had more names than there were lines on the scorebook. And this one is up there and no good by Miller. And the rebound, there will be another foul, yet another foul. The free throw was no good by Miller, and then the foul was called, and not even going to bother right now to decide who that was on. At the line on the far end of the floor will be that number 44. He'll be shooting free throws. But it's going to be much too little, much too late. Just 32 seconds remaining. That free throw is good by number 44. And he'll have another. Let's see if we... Second one is up there and good. We might have an old score sheet with his name on it. Wasn't on the last one either. Here's a shot put up by Taylor. It's no good. Rebound Lettner. Jamie Lettner will put it back and good. Jamie Lettner will score. Jamie with 6 now in the game. 15 seconds to go. Here's a shot put up. It's no good. Partially blocked by Clarkrange. That was Chris White putting it up. Now the ball out of bounds with 8 seconds to go. Just 8 seconds to go in this ball game, and then it'll all be over. And we'll be looking forward to our final week of the regular season. There's the ball thrown away by Cannon County, picked up by Lettner, 8 seconds to go. He's going to put up a 3 with 5 seconds. It's no good. Picked off by Cannon County, and there will be a foul. And with a minute, or with the 1.3 seconds showing, the official calls another foul with 1.3 seconds showing. And Clarkrange leading by 13 points. And back to the line will go at number 44. He was not on the roster, at least that number was not the last time they played.